Nick Cannon Radio, you see what it is. It is that time. Up close and personal conversations with people that I admire, that I look up to, fixtures in the game, and this gentleman is all the above. With a real capo, with a real king, the one and only Jim Jones.
What's up, my brother?
Man, come on, man.
My brother.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
Thanks for having me.
No doubt. Out here on the West Coast.
West Side.
It's a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you certified out here. We seen it. We've seen it.
I've been certified for a minute out here. Shout out to all the homies out here, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate all the love. Shout out to everybody in LA that been supporting me, supporting Dipset for so many years, and a couple of dear friends that I have out here.
Yo, you know what was all, I don't say it was confusing to me, but like I don't think people even really understand, because you've always got so much respect, at least from me and my generation, as like an OG. But you not old. Because even I think when you came in the game with like Cam and Dipset and everything, they looked at you as the capo, like you was the dude that, but you the same age, if not younger than a lot of the cats that you came up with. What? How did you get that perception? Is that just being just solid on the block, or like, because I was even thinking like you like Hov's age and all that. Like you a young dude.
Nah, I'm pretty young. I'm 43 years of age. I've been doing this
like
game since
we could have been in high school together.
1997, 98. We've been.
But you was always the dude that, I mean, from our perspective, or we thought you was the dude that was kind of, whether it was the management or running Dipset.
I was blessed to be in a great position when it came to the successes of Cam and helping build the Diplomats. And even before we got the opportunity to get signed and stuff like that, it was just the way that we moved. And me and Cam had a very dope dynamic at that time, and I understood what I needed to do for him, and he understood what he needed to do for all of us and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So with that, it just kind of stuck with me, and as he progressed, I progressed, and as he got bigger, I got bigger. And when the people saw Cam, they knew they had to deal with me when it came to whatever it might have entailed.
Yeah.
If we wanted to talk to Cam or get at Cam and things like that. And with that responsibility, I just took everything else with it and learned what I needed to learn to be inside of this game, and added a little bit of hustle that we've been learned in the streets, and it kind of stuck with me.
Boss moves and turned into a true mogul. I mean, people use that term lightly nowadays, but for you to have the business acumen the way you do, not only for yourself but for your brothers as well, and then to like several brands. I mean, like you even came bearing gifts with the Saucy, man.
Yes,
Tell me
man.
about that.
Shout out to the Saucy fam, Saucy Extracts and Farms.
Yes, sir.
I'm partner in a marijuana business that's doing extremely well. Shout out to everybody
Legally
in the whole California state.
That's why he out here.
LA, the Bay, Dago.
We
all
got
of the
drugs
places
for sale.
Yes. We're in over 100 stores right now. We probably in our 7th month of actually being inside the stores for people to buy. This is like the 3rd year we've been actually since we started the company. It's dope. I mean, I encourage anybody who is not inside of the marijuana business to try to get ins in the marijuana business. This probably be one of the most lucrative business that you could be a part of.
Facts.
Maybe since
It's like prohibition all the way back
like
again.
100%, the gold rush. So I mean, I'm blessed to be in that position, and sky's the limit. I mean,
let's talk that for a minute though, from a real street cat who really from it, who moved in the hustle game, and then now where we at, where we can legally push. Push, what some cats are still serving real sentences.
Yes, people are still doing a lot of time for crimes they committed that has to do with weed. And then there are a lot of states where there are a lot of governors that are now passing different weed laws, and they are letting out a lot of criminals, or not criminals, a lot of people that have weed charges, and cleaning their record straight when it comes to weed and stuff like that. So slowly but surely, and then you got you also have the equity programs where, like in the Bay, they awarding people that had past crimes that had to do with marijuana convictions, and now they're awarding them with licenses to now open up their own dispensaries and to be a part of this big marijuana business. So there's a lot of different dope things that's going
progression.
on with weed. Yes.
Yeah.
Especially, and it's always been the medical benefit, as we know, that people
CBD
been preaching for years when it comes to smoking weed for people that have.
I got lupus and it helps. Trust. That shit is real.
And that's what people need to know. Like, a lot of people, everybody, we smoke it to get high and have fun. fun, but there's a lot of serious parts to it that help a lot of people that have different ailments and stuff like that.
Nah, indeed. So the El Capo project, fire.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, as someone else who, obviously dabbles in a bunch of different things, what makes you be like, all right, I gotta get back on it. I gotta continue to give them something and motivate you to be like, all right, we're gonna go heavy again, opposed to just being on TV or running your businesses?
I don't know, I feel like as I got older, I had a point to prove to myself when it came to actually the music. I mean, I know people know who Jim Jones is for years from Diplomats and hits and different things, but I've been selling a lot of lifestyle, and the picture I painted people loved. And when it came to the music, I don't think, for myself, I didn't think a lot of people were hearing me more than they were seeing me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I really wanted people to hear what I had to say, and so I just kept digging, and every year I find different inspirations. And music is about living life, and I live. Every day I live, so I always have something to talk about when I go in the studio. And then you got the younger generation who, it's a whole different way of doing music now.
Right.
For me, myself, it's always a challenge to stay relevant. Like that kind of turns me on, like to make sure I can stay in the box where the youngsters still know who I am. And
still cool. I mean,
still respects
you as a father, you know what I mean? You probably, that's a good barometer with your son.
My son is he's like my A&R. Like if I get on his bathroom playlist when he's in the shower playing music and I hear one of my songs pop on, I'll be hyped. Like, oh yeah, I'm lit today. Yeah, so
Nah, and speaking of fatherhood for a second, man, I mean, and interestingly enough, we get to see your family life. We've seen it for quite some time.
Yeah.
And I honestly got to say, man, I was knowing you, when I first saw you on TV, I was like, yo, is Jim going to be Jim? You know what I mean? And then to see you show various sides and really let people in and even got vulnerable. Like, what made you make that decision? And then how has that affected, one, specifically your family, and then two, just like your perception?
I mean, the decision to do TV was motivated by both money and I really wanted people to see a different side of rappers, not different side of Jim Jones, because us as rappers, we pretty much do the same thing. We got a kind of tough exterior outside. We got to hustle hard and do what we need to do. But when you catch any of these rappers at home, these niggas is like teddy bears. Like, you know what I mean? You can push them around. Like, it's just, they have a real side to them. When they go home, they got a real responsibility to them. Like, 9 times out of 10, they go shopping at supermarkets to get the food when they come back home for the whole house. Like,
you can't be a gangster in the grocery store.
They do a lot of regular things and stuff like that. And most of the musicians or entertainers I know are natural comedians. They're funny
charismatic people.
People don't get to see that too often when you see them coming in the club with the drip on and they got the mic and they looking good and looking like Superman and shit like that, but they don't get to really see the real human and them just.
And you were one of the first to kind of do that. And now, how did that? One, opening your family up like that was that difficult? And then, did it change anything, perception wise?
Putting your family on in the public's eye is always difficult, especially when you're dealing with reality TV. And, we all know it's not the realest reality, but they do take pieces of your real life and it gets put on camera for everybody else to see.
And people's opinions.
And bearing on different family matters. And, sometimes what we see on TV may be a little bit more heavier than you may think and stuff like that when we hit it a little bit. But, for the most part.
Yeah. It's a good decision.
It's a great business. That's what I always tell myself. Like, I was able to put all the females in my life, from my lady to my mom, to on television and make some real money off of it.
And you back at it. We back at it.
We back at it. We back at it. Shouts to Mona Scott. Shouts to my lady Chrissy. We're gonna have some fun. I tell you, I could tell you this is a way different approach that I've took to the television screen than when the last time you see me. A lot has changed in my life also. So
absolutely.
But we having fun. 100%. We having fun.
And speaking of, just being back at it, like Dipset has definitely made its mark and solidified its place in hip hop as one of the legendary crews. And I just recently seen, you made the post on IG, about Juelz and, free him till I see him, and to see a guy have to go through that situation. Been any communication?
Well, I haven't spoke to Juelz. Zeke, I'm on a little bit of paper, so I really can't.
Yeah.
But
Understood.
Zeke has been going to see him back and forth, and
Yeah.
Zeke has a big campaign for him. He's in great spirits. They told me he's in the gym. He's been working out, trying to get his workout, his sexy body together and all that. His complexion is clear. They be sending pictures and stuff like that. So,
what
good.
and even a situation like that, man, and as a gun owner and just knowing how to move in situations like those situations, from what I see, could happen to anybody. I know a couple of other cats that have got jammed up like that, whether just having it in a bag or being concealed when you cross lines where you got a permit where you can have it here and can't 100%. Have it there. And then with cats that have to really go do real time, man, these gun laws, specifically in New York, are kind of crazy. Like, with your perspective on that, I mean, obviously, anybody can get put in those situations. But I'm thinking, just like I said, I'm one of them people, like, I feel like, I got the concealed carry permit, but it's only out here. You know what I mean? Like, and you can't move. I got the crib in Jersey and all of that too.
In Jersey, you can't do nothing. Like, I go through the same thing for me. I was traveling so much, and then I got placed in Miami.
Yeah.
In Miami, carrying a gun is like a keychain. It ain't really no
in Florida, shoot, that's
no
stand your ground
for having a legal gun in Miami. Like, even when I got myself in a spat of trouble in Atlanta and there were a firearm involved, they were more worried about a couple of pills than they were the firearm. Like, gun, get that out of here. And they did 2-3 pills. They like, this is. And then in New York, it'd be backwards. They'd tell you, eat those pills because you're about to do some time for this.
You're going to need that high.
You're going to need this high for
facts.
a little while. So, you know what I mean? But the gun laws is different everywhere, and you just got to be careful, man. Like, I urge people, but I also urge people that if you can get your license, you need to get your license, whether you black, white, Chinese,
do it right.
Puerto Rican. You need to be able to protect yourself, protect your family, and it's America. I mean, they all do it. Why
we can't do it? Why we got to be criminals when we have ours?
100%. That's why when I am in the South, like in Miami or in Atlanta, I see all the young kids and they got these big hammers.
They got them hammers.
But they be backing out the license on the police in a second. Like, this is legal, sir. Everybody straight legal, sir.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's real rap.
Big bazooka gun legal. And it makes me smile to see that and stuff like that, because when you in Miami, damn near everybody got that license. Like, man.
Yeah. That's real talk.
You know what I mean? So,
that's real talk. And that's just really, like you said, educating yourself, doing the research, and being responsible with it. So you don't have to. So people always think, a firearm equals criminal. And that's not necessarily the case.
There's so many people from different ethnic backgrounds that I know that have concealed carry license.
The whole collection. After you go to the crib, they got the wall. You saw Dr. Phil shit. That nigga had all kind of wild shit.
But if I take you to my house and take you to the cellar and show you my wall, then it's like, oh, he's wild. And it's just, you know how it goes.
It's a perception thing.
We can never get a break when it comes to things like that, man.
But it's Dipset, forever though. Like, even
it's always Dipset. That's never gonna stop, man. We started this as young teenagers. We would have never thought that we did what we did and ended up where we are, and we still here today, making money off this industry that we dreamed of being in. You know what I mean? So, and even for Juelz, I know they say everything is a learning experiences, and I only could tell you from my point of view, but I believe that he's gonna come out and be stronger, smarter, and bigger and better than he ever was before he left.
So when he come out, it's gonna be a new Dipset album.
I mean, it possibly might be a new Dipset album, might be a new Dipset, might be the first the Diplomat movie might be in the works when he come out. But I think that's probably more of our focus than anything. I mean, people know that we can do music, and there's always a nostalgic value when we pop out and do music. But I do believe we got a story that needs to be seen in hip hop like no other. Like, I mean, I know people have a lot of their own glory stories, but we really have an action flick that needs to be told. I swear to God.
Just repping Harlem, coming straight.
Just everything that we came with. You got to figure, we came up hustling, but we wasn't at the point where we were going to be drug lords. We got signed in this game at 18 and 19, so we became drug lords in this industry from such a young age. We've been doing this for so long. We done been all around the world, and we done had houses in so many parts of this country, and we done tangled and went up against some of the biggest and the baddest and the best of them. We made alliances with some of the dopest and illest individuals in the world per se. Like we done made a mark that if we go to China right now, people gonna go crazy when they Dipset. If we go to any hood in America and they see Cam, they gonna be like, yo, where the Pink Range at? Like it's just so many things that we done so far that and we blessed. I don't know why God would put me here to do that. You know what I mean? Like I pray a lot and just thank him for being here because I'm blessed to be here. I mean, I know that I've escaped a lot of different things and you don't get too many chances, and God has granted me with a lot of chances. And I was talking to my man Goddard the other day, and we was talking about something, and I was telling him that's because God been on my side. And he replied, he's like, nah, luck been on your side. I said, nah, luck runs out. God don't.
Oh, you here preaching. That's real talk. That's real right there. And to say all of that, talking about Dipset Forever, getting it, y'all got an NBA jersey?
Yeah, shout outs to Michelin Ness, is it? In the NBA, we did a collaboratory Dipset New York Knicks jersey, which is super fire. So I'm looking forward to that when that drops.
Stay getting money.
Hopefully, we trying to. My dream would if we could get the New York Knicks to wear the jersey for a game, one game this year.
Crazy.
That'd be too fire. I would fall the fuck out.
Nah, that'd be ill. Well, definitely looking forward to that. And then your fitness move, man. I mean, that's you for real with it. A lot of cats play around like they be in the gym. You be in the gym for real every day.
Yeah, I try to make it every day. It's something that's like religion. It calms me down. It keeps me in a good frame of mind. Keeps me focused. Takes me away from a lot of the bad vibes that kind of surround you when you're in this industry. It helps me out a lot. But for the most part, I've been doing it for a minute, and at this point in where I'm at in my career, it kind of combats my age with the youngsters. Like there's a lot that, but when you in shape and you could pull up in a room and look the part, you know what I mean? So and as long as I'm in this game, I'm definitely gonna be working out for the rest of my life.
So what's the regimen? Is it like, an hour,
It depends.
every other?
Some days we go crazy. We might be in there for 2 hours, but on the average workout, I would say we in there for like an hour and a half. A quick day is a quick hour, but we definitely every day try to get it in. Try to get the blood flowing and do some great things. I see your workout game is kind of serious.
Yeah, we be serious on the core.
I see you go hard. I'm dope at the core, but when I just my eating habits don't be the best at times.
Yeah.
But this is why I work out so much, so I pretty much can eat whatever I would like to eat and things like that. So but I love it, man. I mean, it's.
And then we see the weatherman, Jimmy.
Yes, the weatherman. We definitely have a new show about to hit, 5-minute weather segment.
And that just originally just started from you actually being in some fucked up ass weather, and you just went live.
It was the hurricane in Miami 2 years ago or something like that. I was down there stuck with Chrissy because she didn't want to go back to New York. And my man Reggie was like, man, you might as well give the weather while you out there.
Yeah, because everybody else had evacuated Miami. You was the only nigga in Miami.
So that kind of went viral, and then we did it a few more times, and it kind of started sticking.
And now you're going to make money off of it.
Yeah, I had a great meeting with I1, and they kind of, they liked it. So hopefully my thing is to implement it into a whole news show. So from weather, I like to add sports and somebody dope from the culture. And from sports, I like to add current events or, from somebody dope from the culture. And
building a whole platform.
But from what we can understand and how
we
dope. Articulate. You know what I mean? Like, we watch weather for what? To learn how to dress. What really, since high school, I got to figure out what I'm wearing tomorrow. You look at the weather, I'm not putting on these new sneakers. It's going to rain.
Facts.
So it's the same concept. I still watch the weather to see what the fresh is gonna be like tomorrow, and that's what I follow up. It's try to do different things like you. I admire you for your TV savvy. You're a dope individual when it comes to putting yourself in front of the camera, reinventing yourself, creating these television shows. It's good for people like ourselves and anybody else.
And that's the thing, like,
to see.
You've always been a cool cat. Like, obviously, you ain't one to be played with. But you got the sense of humor. You come on wilding out with us and
you
joke.
You gotta have a sense of humor, man, in this game. If you don't have a sense of humor, you're gonna catch a stroke.
Yeah, that's real talk.
If you don't laugh, it's not gonna end up good, man. You gotta laugh, man.
And one thing you had me dying just recently on IG again. You was toking up off that saucy in the crib and Chrissy looked like she wasn't feeling that.
Yeah.
And like the timing on that shit was so brilliant. I was like, nah, they had to, that was pre-done. Like, cause you had, just when you inhaled it, she was like, and I smell that in there too. I was like, yo, that's like.
So you do a lot of improv, so you could kind of smell certain things,
Yeah.
but the timing was dope, man. Shouts to, we bug out and play like that all the time.
That shit was hilarious, yo. And is that something that we gonna see more of? I mean, cause y'all really got, like, as much as we see you on Love and Hip Hop, but like y'all are funny together on that type shit.
Yeah, we trying to, I always laugh with her and tell her that our life is just like the Martin show.
Martin, yeah, that's what I was saying.
100% just like the Martin show, from my mother on her back to the janky friends that we have all around us. We don't know damn near who got a job around us, but everybody always making money.
All the
all the variables is there and stuff like that. So, you know, and it really is a lot of funny moments throughout the day that we go through that we just crack each other up. So, you know, you would wish for a partner that you can laugh with. I know relationships can be a very serious, aggravating, you name it, but if you can't laugh with your partner, you need to really reevaluate.
That's real rap and what continues. That's true success, man. For one, from a nigga who can't do it. Like I admire when cats can really jump in and really dedicate themselves and focus in like that, man. That's admirable on so many different levels. And for you to do it in front of the world, man, and be that vulnerable, man. I salute that all the way. And I obviously salute everything that you've been doing.
I appreciate you.
But you know, I got my vest on, man. You my guy. I can't let you leave without going through the firing squad.
What is that?
We shooting from the hip. I got real questions for you.
What are you talking about?
I got
firing squad. I'm scared now.
Nah, you got this. This is intelligent psychological questions that help define who Jim Jones is. So you don't even got to put a lot of thought into it. It's a time thing. We started off with this one, as we know. Niccolo Machiavelli always says, you know what I mean. If you can't be loved, you rather be feared. You know what I mean. So we ask that question always off top. When it comes to Jim Jones, what would he rather be, loved or feared?
I'd rather be loved. I know what it is to be feared, and you can't decipher the love when people have fear.
Yeah. Well, there's probably one point where fear would probably supersede that.
It was a point that fear made me a lot of money. I would say, like, it all played into the big scheme of things and stuff like that. But it depends on who you are, man. You know, even with that aspect of me being a very aggressive individual, I'd rather get the love. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Real talk. Now, speaking of fears, what's Jim Jones' greatest fear?
My greatest fear is the dentist.
Ooh, word? I'm right there with you, man. I'm in the middle of some dental surgery.
It's a problem if I gotta go to the dentist. I gotta take my lady with me, or my mom's. I gotta call my mom. Still to this day, like, Mommy coming with me to the dentist.
Word? That's crazy. They literally just put me out for 8 hours, put the implants in the back.
I would cry, literally. Like, I would cry on the way there, smoking the blunt. Like, this is some bullshit. Like, fuck everybody, bro. Like, fuck the dentist, bro.
Yo, Jim Jones' greatest fear is the dentist. That's wild. Hey, lighten it up a little bit. Favorite movie of all time?
You only get one?
You can go genres.
I mean, because it's different. Like, you got Rain Man.
Ooh. I ain't never heard that one. That movie fire.
Then you got, like, Menace to Society.
That's definitely one of my favorites.
Then you got, like, 300.
Right. Gotta go with that.
Like, I can't really.
What mood you in?
Yeah, and then
those three right there, though, shows.
All the Batmans.
Oh, word.
Yeah, I'm a Batman fan.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
What's the best Batman? Dark Knight?
I think the one with Bane was the best one. Which one was that?
That was the one after Dark Knight, right? What was that?
When he was working out in the dungeon with the chains on him and all that?
Yeah.
I liked that. That
was fire.
That was tough.
Best piece of advice you've ever received?
You get what you negotiate, not what you deserve.
That's real rap right there. Worst piece of advice you've ever received?
Slap that nigga.
And you've taken that many times. All right. Most prized possession?
My son and my lady.
That's love right there. You on an island, you only can take 3 things. What you taking with you?
Take 3 things?
Stranded on an island.
I gotta take my lady. We ain't gonna be backed up.
Right.
Life.
Yeah.
my phone,
Right. And some
and
saucy.
the charger.
You can take those together.
I don't know what's going on. You said you only can take these things. A charger, a very important piece of property out here in America. People
That's
stealing
real
chargers
tough.
all the day, but definitely some weed.
Yeah.
It'd definitely be my phone, my lady, and some weed.
There it is. All right, favorite cuss word?
My favorite cuss word? Do I got a favorite? Fuck you might be the
Still
preference.
your face. Just right there with it. All right, now, trying to think. Favorite cereal of all time?
Captain Crunch.
Word?
Yeah.
I used to fuck with that. You start fucking with the
Captain-
roof of my mouth. You got raw shit.
Yeah, it'd be kind of hard
Yeah,
sometimes.
what the fuck?
But Captain Crunch still my all-time favorite. I still eat it with ice cream to this day.
Word. One album that you can listen to for the rest of your life. You only get one. This is the album.
One album that I could listen to the rest of my life. Damn. Probably Tupac Machiavelli.
Damn, all right. I'm fucking with that one. Fan moment. Have you ever fanned out? With who?
Me?
Yeah, or anybody.
Snoop. I used to go crazy. I still go crazy when I see Snoop.
Really? Tell me like the first time you met Snoop. Like,
Had to been maybe 1997 out here.
out here on the West Coast.
Cam first signed the deal, and they start sending you travel and shit like that. We came out here, and I think we was at Snoop's studio or whatever.
The one that he had, and not the one he got now in England.
It was
The other one. Yeah, I remember that joint.
He was in there smoking. I remember, we had purple haze. He rolled up some purple haze, and he hit it. He like, what the fuck is this? Who wrote this shit up in here? I'm like, this nigga Snoop is here. But it just
really,
like from when he did Deep Cover and shit like that, I probably was in 11th grade when Deep Cover came out, and from then, the hold that he had on me with music and shit like that was like, no way. Who the fuck is this nigga named Snoop? And
Snoop
Dr.
Doggy
Dre.
Dog.
Then he came out with the Doggy Style. I remember us going to, it used to be a record store called HMV in New York City.
Yeah.
Remember me and my man Omar leaving from school, going to HMV, stealing the Doggy Style, stealing that shit, going home, learning that shit, and coming back to school the next day knowing every
With all the skits and everything. Sam Sneak.
It was like the whole school
Knew the shit.
and learned that motherfucker and came back the next day and was singing the whole
shit.
Snoop
The
album.
D's nuts.
When
all
I
of it.
met you last
Night,
night,
baby.
The whole school singing that shit through
Yeah.
the hallways and everything. I was like, Snoop did it for me. Snoop and Bone Thugs back then.
Yeah.
But then before that, you had like Rakim. I would go crazy for Rakim.
Right.
Couldn't tell me nothing about Rakim. Big Daddy Kane, you couldn't really tell me nothing about Big Daddy Kane. Like I'm a
Real hip-hop head.
Yeah,
Well, we
hip-hop
gotta
is my
go.
religion.
We gotta go here then. Like top 5. Jim Jones top 5.
That's tricky. Jim Jones top 5. I would have to put Rakim. He did a lot for me coming up, from his attitude to his style.
Yeah.
I can't front. I have to put Nas. Nas was one of the flyest dudes to me coming up, from when he was rocking the Helly Hansons. To the army hats, the shit's flipped up.
Yeah.
So he was rocking the rugby shirts and he just
fly with it.
Just how
and solid, real with it.
Solid. I gotta put Cam in that category because he rapped about our life the whole time. So it's a little bit personal. So he's always gonna be in my top 5 because I can listen to albums now and let's go back to our history in life and know what he's talking about and shit like that.
You got 2 more.
It's crazy. That's what I'm saying. Like it's not gonna fit in. 5.
We all know top 5s change, so it's like this your top 5 today.
I would say Tupac and Jay.
That's interesting.
And I love Big.
Yeah.
But Biggie didn't have the secret stash of work that Tupac had for me to love Tupac's music for years and years after he was gone. Like, he fulfilled his requirement to make him a legend, an icon when it came to a body of music. He smoked everybody boots. He probably not a rapper this day that's made more records than Tupac has.
Yeah.
After he passed. So
that's real.
That's why I'm able to say that and can't. But Big is one of the greatest of all
time. That's why I always say the greatest hip hop album
he didn't get to fulfill
was Life
his
After
requirement
Death.
because he only had 2 albums.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nah.
Pac had 9,300 albums that nobody knew about, and they was just dropping them shits for like the 6-7 years straight since Pac died in 95 was that he was coming out with new albums. He was coming out with new albums while Biggie was still alive.
Yeah.
Like, just like
nah, that's real rap right
different
there.
type of work mentality. I mean, so for you artists out there, you should take that and with a grain of salt and get your ass in the studio,
get to it,
and do as much music as you can, because it's going to be here forever and it's going to live way longer than you are.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of, Jim Jones' greatest bar.
My greatest
that you spit, that your favorite, the one like, yo, I bodied that.
No, I got a lot of dope bars, but I probably the bar that sticks out to me the most would just be the bar I wrote about my son. Even though I could say some else shit, but when the song "Pray for Rain," when I said, "Lil Pootie, Daddy loves you truly, so the nights you don't see me, know Daddy's on his duty." That's
real.
It real, because I was really on my duty to make sure that little man was cool. But I mean, for the most part, I get busy with the rap. It's a bunch of shit we can say. What's the name? What's the ill bar?
That one was ill.
State of the Union. I'm a Democratic with an automatic. And I just ordered the paddock. Yeah. Yes, I got a couple joints, man. But I don't be like, so I'm a funny type of rapper. I got a lot of ill shit, but
it's always charisma. It's always there.
I don't really indulge in it. You catch it, you catch it.
I'm
not gonna sit here and battle with you about I'm the illest of all time. I want you to say that. Yeah. For me.
Facts. Worst job you ever had?
The worst job I ever had, I would say selling crack, but that wasn't too bad. Let me see. I worked at a printing company. Well, it was inside a law firm. They had like a management company.
Wait. Jim Jones worked inside a law firm?
Yeah. I also did. I also went to a career skills and training organization called Vehicles. When I graduated like a year early from high school. Yeah. When I left Capo school and had to go to public school, and in the 12th grade, I got to public school. They said, you already got all your credits. You ain't just got to take a test. Whether you fail or you pass, you done. So my grandma was like, bro, you're going to have to do something but just running in and out of here going crazy. So I went to a lady by the name of Lisa Barrett in my church. She had a program called Vehicles. She taught you how to do word processing. This is when Gateway computers first came out. She taught me how to do work with the Gateway 3.0 at that time, and learned a lot about computers, and I was pretty fast at picking up shit. So I was doing that shit in the daytime and just learning that shit, and my grandma was like, bro, you got to do that. So I would do that, then leave there and go sell crack. Do that. I wouldn't have my grandma. That's hilarious. And then that ended up into them like, yo, we got to interview Lisa Barrett. Like, we got to interview for you. And I took an interview, then I ended up getting a job inside a law firm, and then was working in the law firm. And long story short, the last day at the law firm, I remember coming in and had a manager named Les. I played the radio on Hot 97, and all you hear is Ring with Rocks. And my jam knocks in your Mitsubishi. Girls pee-pee when they see me. Now my jam... He said, Coogee, I just was looking at the shit like, what the fuck is going on the radio? Like, I was just looking at the shit, and I got up and I gave my the manager a high five. I said, I can't do this no more. I got other shit to do. I walked out of that shit. Yo, that gotta be in the Dipset movie. That's a scene. You just painted that whole picture. Then after that, we got the deal, and the deal wasn't going the way it was supposed to, and I just was a little funny. So I ended up going to school. That was before that. I ended up going to school. This was really started. I ended up going to school after that. And Cam called me one day and was like, where you at? I'm like, I'm in school. And I believe it was like a Saturday or something. He's like, nigga, why the fuck are you, bro? If you don't get the fuck out of that school right now and bring your ass uptown, we got some shit to figure out, bro. For real. We're not going to fucking school. What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? And the rest is history. Then after that, it was... This is where we at now. Dipset. Yeah. Yo, and speaking of, man, this is how we always end the firing squad. Clearly, you guys have created a legacy, and you created a legacy for yourself. One word
when it's all said and done, that describes Jim Jones? That word that you want to be known as?
The word I want to be known as?
Yeah, when they say, like, what is that word that describes Jim Jones?
Intriguing.
Intriguing. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This has been an up-close and personal conversation with the intriguing Jim Jones.